So Chevalier was released in theaters over the weekend, and I had a great time with this film. It was very entertaining. I hope it can sustain throughout award season in the months to come because Kelvin Harrison Jr., not only does he have a very diverse portfolio, I love the roles that he selects, he is fantastic in this film. He is so good in this film, and I hope there is room for him as the campaigns start heating up, in the fall. I hope there is room for him and hope that he gets a nomination. I know this is going to be a very competitive year. He might, get lost in, the competition, but he's good. Everyone is so many drivers good in this film. Everyone's so great in this film. The costumes are good. The music, the score is fantastic, of course. The performances were so great. The story was so engaging and entertaining. And, I wish they would have delved a little more into the history and tragedy of Joseph Bologne. But wow, what a great story. I wish they would have also released it last year, where I think he might have had a better chance of getting a nomination because this film had been ready for a while. I wish it would have been released for last year because wow, he's so good in this film. And it's an easy story to follow and it's so relevant to today, but it's so rich, rich, rich in history. I encourage you to give this film a chance. It's a streaming movie now. It is a streaming movie, and I think it might find its audience once it's released digitally and on streaming platforms. It might find its audience, but wow, it's so good. Kelvin Harrison Jr. is the actor. Here's the thing. He is not in the mess. He doesn't get on the blogs. He is about the work. I love what he's doing with his career. He is a fantastic actor, and I'm pretty sure soon in the near future he is going to be nominated for an Oscar because he's good. He's been nominated for a BAFTA before, and I hope he gets nominated for a BAFTA for this film. The story is so riveting too. It follows Joseph Bologne as a young kid. His mother was enslaved and his father was a slave owner, and he saw how talented Joseph Bologne was as a young boy. So he sent him away to a specialty school for kids as talented as he, but he was the only black kid there. So he went through challenges as he was coming of age. When he comes of age, he does have this fencing challenge where he wins against someone who was supposed to be the best in this field, in this sport. He wins, and he catches the eye of Marie Antionette, who knights him as the Chevalier. And they they have a good time until one day he wants to run this conservatory so that he can put on his shows and plays and so forth. He wants to run it, and it is an honor, and most people who have run it before were white. He would be the only black man who'd ever run it. And she says you have to compete like everyone else had in the past, and he competes, but even though he is better, doesn't get the gig. And so his best friend Marie Antoinette turns on him because she's already under fire. Her political career is spiraling, and so she uses him or sacrifices him and their relationship to save face. At this point, France is, in a recession or depression, and the citizenry is turning against Marie Antoinette, and Joseph Bologne puts on a show, a benefit concert to raise money for the poor people, the poor citizens of France. And Marie Antoinette takes this as, she thinks that this is a dig on her. She says, if you put on this concert, I'm going to have you arrested and so forth. And he does it anyway, and, puts himself out there to be arrested in front of all of his fans. And they do it anyway. So Marie Antoinette threatens to arrest him, threatens to have him arrested if he puts on this benefit concert. He does anyway. And then years later, Bonaparte says that the emancipated slaves are no longer free, and so they have to be enslaved again. And in this, when this is all happening, Joseph Bologne is officially stripped of his Chevalier title, and all of the music that we don't have access to was destroyed. And so that's why we have a very limited selection of his, which were preserved and conserved after so many years. What we have is all there is left, which you can find on Spotify now. But it's just a riveting story. It really is a really great story. And I think that Kelvin Harrison Jr. did a fantastic job. He is fantastic in this film. At any rate, Chevalier is playing in theaters now.